Okay. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. We are back today on a Tuesday morning. Alright, so today's project is going to be to continue to finish my map that I'm working on here. My goal is to have this done by the end of the day. So we are going to try to get that finished so that my friends can play it later tonight. And I think I'm a little more tired than I usually am, so forgive me if I'm sleepy, but it's fine. But yeah. And I'm also streaming again on YouTube. I haven't posted anything on YouTube in 11 years. The first thing I posted was apparently me doing a test post with like fucking Skrillex playing in the background. Capture moments as they happen. I don't know that there are going to be a lot of like amazing moments during this kind of stream, but people are free to capture those if they're actually watching. Alright, so what I want to do here is I want a passageway here and then to have another passage over this way. And then down here is going to be the big boss arena, which I think I have as like something like this. And then we're actually going to cut off this front part. Let's just cut off the whole front part. Now, it would be really nice if I could make this snap like at like a 45-degree angle, but I don't think I can. So we have two games usually. One on Tuesdays, one on... We could do it like this. I wish I could... I was hoping I could like combine the two in a way that was better, but apparently not. I don't know, the tip looks a little asymmetrical here, but I think I'm going to leave it like that. I think that's fine. Square, please. Yeah, so something like this. It is a little weirdly asymmetrical, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing for a weird pleasure barge. You know, the real problem nowadays is that nobody has pleasure barges, they only have yachts. To be the top-down one. Not perspective, top-down wall, please. How's that? Is that better? Yeah, I think that's okay. Got a lot of... Do we have any other stray points we need to get rid of? Not that I can see. And let's adjust this a little bit. I think that looks all right. Let's talk a little bit about the news, I think. I think it's worth it to talk a little bit about the news since nobody's on. I don't have to worry about any of it. A couple of years back, we moved to the Twin Cities area, near Minneapolis. We used to be in California, now we're not. And I'll be honest with you, personally, I miss California. I am like the only person on earth who loves Los Angeles and would probably prefer to be in Los Angeles over anywhere else in the world. With the possible exception of, like, I mean, there's lots of places I'd like to visit and maybe live for like a little while, but like personally, like, I understand why people might not like a place, right? Like, I understand, like, on a personal level, why you might think that a place is whatever. But for me, LA was the place I grew up, right? And it just has this, like, combination of, you know, people and food and climate and natural stuff that I personally find appealing. But people, like, okay, from my perspective, people go to LA to become, like, actors and shit, and then they go, well, LA sucks. It's like, well, yeah, you're around a bunch of people who all want to be like you. Like, this is kind of a you thing. It's not the city's fault that that you decided to do that. But you know, there's nothing wrong with, like, with any of that, but, like, I don't know. I think you can't. I think that if somebody's in the industry, then, you know, take their opinion on the city with a grain of salt, right? Because they showed up there with the hope of, you know, with very specific hopes and expectations. Black holes and, what the hell is the rest of the, I don't remember. Black holes and, I don't know, simulations. Alright, so something like this. And then we're going to go to the building tool and we are going to carve out some areas here. No, not that one. Ah. What is redo? Control Y. It is Control Y. Save. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to be mean to people and be like, oh, well, you're shallow. But, like, I find it annoying when somebody is like, this city is bad because of things that are like, that's you, buddy. That's you. Like, is everybody in LA shallow? Like, I don't know, man. Are you hanging around a bunch of like are you hanging around with a bunch of like hopeful actors who are all hoping to get, to use you? Then maybe they are shallow. All right. So here's my thought. All of these areas should provide some nice little things. The boss encounter is going to work like this. The boss is going to be like, he's going to charge around, and I wanted to give players a place for them to hide. So he's going to charge around, and so if there's a clear line of sight, he's going to charge you, and then he can slide you around and smush you into the walls, or otherwise attack you. Now, one thing I've noticed is that people usually show up to the stream like during the later times. Oh, I should post on Twitter or Blue Sky. Yeah, it posts the thing, but it doesn't. I'll just post it. I do want to go to my live dashboard. Thank you. I guess it's just stream. It's just my thing. Okay. I have to figure out the streaming shit, like in terms of like some of this other thing. One of my goals was to. Do I have? I do. Okay. I'm like, did I still have myself up? So a couple things I want to do is to, number one, I really would like to set up some fucking music that is not just generic. Not a big fan of this generic music. This lo-fi is not too bad. So I'm gonna have to do what my partner did once, and that was to go through and it looks like I'm streaming just fine. To do what my partner did once, and to go ahead and blah 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 to go through Bandcamp and look specifically for CC0 and like CC1 stream music. I guess CC1 is fine. CC1 is or CC, which is it? Yeah, CC0 is basically no anything. And then attribution share alike. So anything that's in this realm here, I think would be perfectly fine. And so I think anything in that range, like, I should be able to grab. What am I actually doing here with this? We don't need Creative Commons right now. Good morning. How's it going? It's Maverinthia. So my thought is this is smushed. Yeah, that's kind of how it's going here too. It goes. Oh, but we're joined by our kitty. He's hanging out today with us. But luckily, well, hopefully, I'm not going to say too much, but we moved to the Twin Cities, right? And it's not been pleasant. No, the cities have been great. The city itself has been great. It has been unpleasant recently because of some new stuff, and while I don't necessarily want to talk, that's not true. I always want to talk about politics. If anybody ever asked me about politics, I would be very happy to talk to them about my thoughts. And why I believe what I believe and all that shit, but nobody wants to actually hear that. But it has been unpleasant to have a bunch of fucking dinguses running around attacking my neighbors. That's no good. Don't like that. No, sir. I don't like it. Because otherwise, okay. My other thoughts on Minnesota are basically, it's great like half the year. And personally, I don't mind the summer. Summers are perfectly fine. It has like 2 days of humidity, and like the rest are fine. Like even if it's hot. But winter. Oh man, I struggle with winter. I'm struggling with winter. Like I'm already gonna have some issues with like the seasonal depression shit. And winter here is just I want to go outside and do stuff. And right now, that's not really a possibility. Yeah, exactly. I want to just like bundle under the heated blanket. Which I do, but like it can't you can't do that all day. I mean you could, but I can't do that all day. I have other crap I have to do. Hmm. I don't like that. I think I decided I wanted this to be something like a meat locker. Hmm. Well, there we go. That looks pretty good. It's good to know I can add squares like that. Oh, hey, yeah. It's been a long time from since I did the query several years ago. It was 11 years ago. It was 11 years ago that I did the the Aquarius stuff, and I loved Aquaria, but uh, man, things stuff has gone. It's been so long since I did any of that. Life's been pretty okay. Life's been okay. Like, oh my god, if people weren't. It's very funny to me because some people like if they haven't seen me in 11 years, like I transitioned and like it's it's been very different. It's been 11 years. It's probably been like 15 years for like the Aquaria stuff. But I was doing like game dev streams like 11 years ago, um, and I still want to do some. But you know, I just realized yesterday that I still have my YouTube channel, and I might as well stream on that if I'm going to be streaming anything. So so here we are. I think it's mostly going to be stuff like this morning, like dev stuff. Um, I really would like to play more like indie games, but it takes a little while. Yeah, exactly right. Like if I was going to say that, I'm like, oh, well, literally everything about my life changed. So, um, no, but if I give a little context, like for a long time, I didn't feel like doing like streaming things because I don't know, I was feeling not confident, and so I avoided doing any kind of content creation. But I feel like nowadays, I feel like I just need some sort of like create creative outlet. No, I need this tool here. I need some sort of creative outlet, and um, it was suggested to me that I could hey, by the way, you could just do like streams of the stuff that you're doing on your own. I'm like, oh yeah, that's fair. That is fair. I can do that. And so I haven't, and I generally have been enjoying this. Like I enjoy. I don't want that one. I want this one. Tank. Square grout. Ew. I don't know about that grout. Good square. too, I think. Yeah, okay. Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's kind of what I felt like too, right? When I started doing, sorry, I kind of have to repeat the comments because I have three different stream places open. So like, but yeah, when it comes to needing a project to work on, like that's been my big thing because there's also just this feeling of how do I put it? Like if I work on a thing, I feel like to tell myself like, oh, it's 2 a.m. Yeah, no, that's not a problem. Um, let's go back here and go here and no, I want stop jumping around too much. Okay, I want this, and I'm going to put them onto layer one, and that should be good. Okay, um, but yeah, at least for me, one of the problems is I always start things and I'm like, okay, is this the thing that's interesting enough for someone else to watch? Because if I just like start something and don't finish it, is that something that anybody actually wants to watch? Oh yeah, here we go. Um, look at this baby kraken that I got here, stored in the meat locker. Um, and so I then end up like telling myself, hey, like yeah, I'm like, I found this kraken. I'm like, I gotta use this guy. So as far as like, I guess for context, this is the pleasure barge of Georg Barges, who, which I know should be Barges Georg, but otherwise we're being a little too on the nose. Um, who's known for his pleasure barges that he uses to sail around the solar system that he owns. And we have, I think that the story I came up with is that they found an elder god for their feast, serves him up, and that's what you know caused this corruption to spread out throughout the barge, transforming him and his uh, his crew into abominations. So that's kind of my thought from the thing. Okay, you're locked. Good. Um, so right now we're just sort of yeah, exactly right. You don't want to eat the elder god. It's a dangerous delicacy. They didn't read. Yeah, they were complaining that they had the eldritch corruption in the state of California. They were complaining that it's labeled with that and saying why should it be labeled? Um, it's like God, I had a long discussion about that the other day where the California cancer warning label, it's cancer and birth defects is the thing. And they have like specific things that are on the list. But like sometimes people can see that and say, why does California allow you to do it at all? It's like, well, everywhere does allows it. It's just that they don't put a warning label on it. What am I looking for? I'm looking for objects. I'm looking for interesting objects. I am not having them eat this kitty. That's my kitty. Um, the vase. I don't have very many sci-fi objects is really the problem I have. Ooh, okay. Let's get some manipulator arms here. Something like that, where it's like they were using the robots to eat the to carve up the elder god. And yeah, you gotta leave the elder gods alone, right? Like they don't want to drive you mad. It's not what they want. They just do that by existing. And then people keep going, oh, you know, maybe you would be driven mad by looking, you know, into the gaze of an elder god. And they say, and you say, but I'm built different. All right, that looks pretty decent. Um, Now I'm trying to come up with stuff that looks. How'd I put it? One of the tricky bits is how one of the tricky bits is that this is still supposed to be a fairly tactical game, and so some of this like set dressing is just there for the sake of like blocking movement. I haven't decided. Yeah, exactly. That's always what I figured. Like the whole point, the reason why elder gods are okay. So I gotta actually read it. Picturing elder gods like those nature gods in Princess Mononoke, where they're corrupting, but they mostly just want to be left alone. Yeah, like I think that a lot of the way that elder gods are described in like specifically in Lovecraft's Cthulhu mythos is that they're not scary as much as they are indifferent. They don't care about humans. They exist on a different sort of thing. And that is scary to like Victorian or like, you know, the early 20th century as well, right? Through that whole era where people kind of started feeling like they were more like the world became more and more known and the sea stopped being like this scary thing. It stopped being like oh the sea and the stars are all just like these unknown things and started being like yeah, exactly, right? I did think somebody was like talked about it as like if the ants wanted you to squish this other particular ant, you might sometimes just be like, he was still yeah. Lovecraft was scared of AC. He was scared of people of different ethnicities around him. Yeah, being an ant to somebody on something on a different scale. I think as somebody pointed out, like if a bunch of ants, like why would they do anything to you? It's like, well, if a bunch of ants uh, started circling around you and saying, "Hey, kill this one other ant," uh, you might notice simply because they're being so weird. Like, okay, um, and I guess from their perspective, it is kind of like on the one hand, the ants don't really matter, but on the other hand, it does like um, it's the kind of thing that I think a lot of people could understand as like yeah, if like how do you know the ants aren't trying to communicate with you? Well, because if they were trying to communicate with me, they would be doing things to try to communicate, and if they were doing those kinds of things, I would notice. Oh, Twitch, yeah. Twitch Cambrian _ era, same name. I mean, YouTube is fine. I have chat open for all three, but like right now, I think there's two people chatting and they're on two different places. They do, right? And so the ants would have to find a way to communicate with us via the senses that we know. Or likewise, we would have to find ways to communicate with them by putting out appropriate scents and pheromones, right? One of my favorite like anime book series is light novels is Other Side Picnic, and in that it's posited that the entities are trying to communicate with us because fear is like a basic instinct, and so they're not trying to scare us so much as it's the only thing that they have in common with us. Ah, hello. Dark Flux Malefactor, aka Luke around you. Okay, when I said it out loud, I got it. Just look around you. Have you worked out what we're looking for? Correct. The answer is barges. Yeah, it's ghosts. You figured it out. I don't know about the parquet floor. It's a little bit, like I'm trying to go for like a little more homey, but it's sort of giving like 70s like. Oh, I see. Loose around you. No. That doesn't sound right at all. Sewer, straw. I think this is a colorable plate. Tile set wood damage. Let's see. Okay. Cozy pleasure barge. Yeah. I think it would be cool if the players could take it over and use it to infiltrate other places. Probably eat a god and wouldn't die. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like I congratulations. I am also unsurprised that fans of mine would transition because, well, I'm saying fan. I'm saying somebody within my circle of like particular interests and general vibe. I think it's kind of. I think people find each other. Oh wait, I should use this one. The herringbone. That's classier. Yeah, fan is a little strong, but oh yeah, that looks much better. Okay. I keep having to like remind myself to zoom in and out to be like at like player level. Yeah, like if you could eat a god and it dies, is it really a god? Guess it depends. Because is immortality what defines, divinity, or is it power? Is it because if it's just immortality, we could argue that, yeah, no, it's been a while. How do I put it? I am glad that there are people who still remember me at all, right? I think that's the way I'm kind of putting it. Like, I don't want to overstate, but I do want to say, like, I'm glad that people remember and are friendly. I do actually think I'm probably gone. Exactly, right? Like if it's just a matter of living forever, the immortal jellyfish or like some trees. I mean, if you look at, are you familiar with Pando, the grove of like aspens, quaking aspens, right? Where it's like that entire grove is one clonal organism. It's been around for tens of thousands of years. In theory, you could live, there's no reason why it would die necessarily of old age or anything. There's no senescence. Um, yeah, you'd have to be a hive mind though. I think that's the real tricky part. Is like to us, I think our selfhood is heavily based on how we fucking like believe about ourselves, right? Fucking, I gotta like swear less. Um, uh, and so like, what am I doing? I know what I want to do. Oh, I know what I need to do. I need to add some vents for this area too. In fact, let's start clearing up this area, or let's start putting together the stuff in this area. My goal. So this is going to be the layout for the map. Um, Players come in through here. This is like the first encounter, maybe with some bonus guys coming out of here. And then here's a second one with gunners that are going to have these long sight lines. Players are going to have to learn to dodge and get closer to them, or they're going to get hit pretty hard and picked off. In here, we have a bunch of environmental things. Yeah, did you know the American chestnuts? Um, if you're not familiar with the story of American chestnuts, and I may be telling people who already know, uh, the North America used to be covered with these native chestnut trees that just dropped tons of chestnuts, and grew huge, absolutely massive. I think there was an article somewhere that says the cradle to the coffin tree, where it was like the kind of thing people lived inside these trees. They were that big, um, and they were all killed by invasive fungus, I believe. Um, it's the same goes for like some of these places are supposed to catch fire, but they're not supposed to catch fire all the time, like in the same way, right? So you have like the prairies used to have fire that you know returns like nutrients to the soil. It causes certain kinds of plants to germinate. And now, because we don't have any of that, we just have monocultures of corn in particular. We have these. We're like, why does nothing grow anymore? And it's like, well, because you destroyed the ecosystem, and it's a system. It works, through these kind of cycles of fire and regrowth. Um, or at the very least, you have to be able to let it grow naturally. But nobody wants that. Oh man, the California has its yeah. Like there are trees, like some of the sequoias also, yeah. These fire-resistant trees that germinate when there's fire, like you have to burn them, otherwise they don't. but fire is inconvenient to humans, and so now we try to keep it back, and then we overgrow the bush, and then we have these exurbs that have tons of plants around them. I don't begrudge anyone for living where they can find a place to live, but exurbs in general are very bad for fires. Computer. On screen. Now, to say that this is the sort of place that the Twin Cities is in Minnesota, which is that, like, in our town, there's a they give you like little plaques and like incentives to grow native gardens. Um, like that's the thing that always got, or well, that's the thing that got me in particular when people talk about like, oh God, like Minneapolis is a hellhole, and I'm like, you are you're arresting the guys who make tacos in a city where they give you like, this is a place for bees because you are willing to grow native wildlife in your, or native gardens in your area. Like, it's a very nice little it's genuinely baffling the way that people believe things about places like this. Now, Southern California does have a bunch of eucalyptus trees, which are a bit of a problem, to be honest. I think they explode when they get caught on fire. They're also super like dense, like wood wise. Well, I mean, I'm talking about like brush fires, so though I think I mentioned in 2020 that in 2020 specifically, more people died due to fires caused by gender reveal parties that died due to the protests, the George Floyd protests. Oh, I see. Okay. Is it maybe a difference in the type of like is it maybe a difference in the type of fire? Like, yeah, I do recall them being a problem for the California wildfires, um, but I don't remember why. Because yeah, from what I understand, at least parts of Australia do seem very similar to California in terms of climate. I say this as somebody who has been listening to a lot of Australian music recently, and I'm like, at least this area here, the kind of coastal area near like, it could be that, yeah. I'll be honest, I don't really know that much about plants. I think that plants are one of my weaker areas as far as like stuff that I'm aware of. What do I want to put in this area here? It's a little barren. Cheap viewers, oh my goodness. Portly imprisonment. How do I actually ban you? Yeah, there we go. Now, I actually want to report you. Report, please. I guess it doesn't matter. I don't need to report anybody, but block. Yeah. I'm like, does it even matter if I like, does it even matter to report them? Yeah, it's crazy, right? I guess some of them are pretty like whatever. I don't get why Twitch has such a hard time banning those people. Like that should be an easy one to automate compared to other things. It reminds me, I'd like to get back to working on oh, look at these pots. Oh, this is tiny. I need slightly bigger. Portly imprisonment 6L up. That sounds like Seribot. Okay, I will look into that. I mean, I would rather have nothing to do when it comes to some of that. Of the things I'd like to do, they generally do not involve banning things. I think what I don't understand is what the point is in buying users at all, like viewers at all. Like, I get it, but like the reason I want viewers is not really for like just for the sake of having them. I get that you're trying to like kickstart it, but like now, I'm not speaking for myself, but like I definitely prefer this music to the other music that I've had recently. Without that weird space shuttle song coming on every time. Maybe if there's like a chair? Is there a chair, maybe? Yeah, like if you have a big following, but it's all fake. I don't know. To me, like the whole reason I'm doing this is to like have somebody to talk to when I'm working, right? Like to socialize. So without that, like, what's the point? That's my thought anyway. But yeah, if you're trying to do this for like to like make money, like you really are gonna need to like Why is this chair so tiny? I don't need the cuck chair to be tiny. Yeah, exactly, right? If you spend your money buying viewers, what's the point? Because you're. I mean, I understand that like somebody thinks, oh, if you have like 1,000 viewers, like maybe more people are gonna like jump in and watch you. I don't buy that though. Like I don't watch people based on how many people are watching them. I watch them based on what they're streaming. If they're streaming something, or if I like them personally, right? Like, and I get that not everybody's like that, but I don't know. I kind of thought that most people would be like I don't have time to watch people just because they're popular. Or maybe people do. Maybe I guess if you're young, maybe. But I don't know. When I was young, I didn't do it like that either. But I will admit that I am kind of a hipster in the sense that, like, I tend to like what I like, and that's whether or not anybody else likes it. That is absolutely true. There's a lot of people who see this kind of thing and think, "Oh my gosh, I'm going to become rich and famous," and like as much as I would love to make money from this kind of thing, I it's not my goal. I think if I try to do it like that, I'm going to just feel miserable. At least for me, I think that like it makes me feel like it makes me feel like I'm failing if I don't like yeah, I don't like that. It makes me feel if I'm failing that like I'm failing if I fail to like make money, and that's kind of a shitty way to experience stuff, I think. To just be like, well, I got whatever 4 or 5 viewers today, and so that's a failure. Like that seems bad. Yeah, and I want to replay that. I also need to play gosh, what was it? Not Beginner's Guide. I need to replay Stanley Parable because I have not played that in a very long time. And there was a big update, right? There was a big like enhanced edition. Yeah, exactly. The remake. They added a bunch of stuff, and I really liked Stanley Parable, but as far as indie games I've been playing recently, um, I've been enjoying Oddcore, and I've been enjoying Boomer Shooters, which is part of why I'm not streaming any of them because as much as I like Oddcore or Ultra Kill, I'm terrible at them. I don't think anybody wants to watch me fail repeatedly um, at hard games. I mean, I say that, but like that's always been my channel is failing repeatedly at games that other people are like, oh, I'm gonna speedrun this. Yeah, I personally am not good at it, but I do think that it can be fun to watch somebody learn the process. And I don't mind doing that. And I don't mind watching. If I like a streamer, I will watch them do almost anything. Even if I don't particularly, know or like the exact topic. It's like no, I trust you. I'm watching just because it's fun. I was hoping I could make this guy bigger, but I don't think I can scroll once they are. Or I don't think I can make them bigger unless I grab them by the corner. Yeah, there we go. Flotsam. I gotta check that out. Let's look at it. That is true. I do. One of the reasons why I watch the games I watch. You can cook fries. I like that aesthetic. It's cute. Oh, so you like gather trash and then build like a floating city out of it. I like this. That's really cute. I have to see if I have it already, because I mean, I don't necessarily want to play every single game for 50 hours, right? I want to play every game for like long enough that I enjoy it. Actually, what's out nowadays? Like, what's the new stuff? There's Highguard, which I can't play on my Linux setup. I'm going to have to figure it out. Mostly negative, but I can't really tell if that's just because of queues and whatever. Escape from Ever After. I like the art for this. It's turn-based. Is this an RPG? Like, is this a Paper Mario? Like? Yeah, I've been... Alright, that's enough of that. Dwarves, Glory, Death, and Loot. Okay. This one I want to play a lot. We have this, and I will probably play it at some point. I might stream this. This is more of the kind of thing I would stream. I think it's more accessible. And I definitely want to play this, although I won't stream this unless somebody really wants to watch me fail. But I do really want to play TR-49. It's by Inkle. I absolutely loved Heaven's Vault. That's one of the only games I've streamed, and I thought it was amazing. I love Heaven's Vault. And I have Overboard. I just haven't played through it all yet. There's too many games. That's the thing. There's too many games. Halcyon Days at Taoyuan. Taoyuan. Okay, so it's kind of like a... It's a Stardew Valley is what it is. With like a Chinese kind of theme. I don't know what I would call this kind of theme. I don't know, like, is it like medieval? It's not really medieval. Heaven's Vault? Yeah. It does the virtual co-working. Is this a game? So, like, is this a game or is this like a... No, it is like a little, it's like a little desktop pet. Okay, that's cute. Like the little cat I got down here that is constantly running. Yeah, I guess it's like a sort of like a desktop pet, but I think it maybe lets you actually have stuff with like real people too. We got Broom Sweeper. And we have the new Trails game, which I have not played all the Trails games. I played like the first one. I was not born in 2009. Not the first one. I've played the first one and the second, and I've played Trails of Cold Steel and a little bit of Trails in the Sky. All right, that's enough of that. I wanted to see what was currently on. There's a lot of idle games, it looks like. Chromatic Conundrum. This looks cool. Oh, this looks really cool, actually. How much is this? $4? Ooh. That's kind of the thing. The Trails games are good. Like they are good games, but like... Okay, this looks... Hold on, I have to actually wishlist this. And pick it up later when I'm actually logged into Steam. Because this, however, is the kind of game I would stream. Yeah, let's see, what games, what like newer, like I have not yet played Metaphor or Clair Obscur. I'm sure they're good. Clair Obscur I've heard is particularly good. But like the Trails games, I feel like my thing with the Trails games is that they're kind of like, really, I have not played it. It's not really high on my list. Clair Obscur is much higher. The art at least looks nice on that. Yeah, I have to sign in with the QR code and all that, so I'm not going to bother doing that. Yeah, this looks really cool. Chromatic Conundrum. Remind me. No, you don't remind me. I have to be reminded of myself. This also looks pretty cool, to be honest. I love Vampire Survivor kind of games. Yeah, Sea of Stars is also one I've heard good things about from my brother, who is one of the players in this game here that we're playing. And don't forget to get the Chromatic game. I won't. We may. The truth is, we may. Oh wait, no, it came out yesterday. We don't have it. I'm like, so because we have a family account, sometimes somebody else gets a game, and I feel like that's kind of the problem with a lot of these. It's okay. I'm gonna get on a slight like isekai style rant here, but like one thing I dislike about isekai in general, but also just specifically like certain anime tropes is the way that people, there's a lot of anime tropes about like going into a primitive like anime world and showing them the superiority of your, you know, modern sensibilities, and I don't like that. I don't like that as a thing because it's like is it better? Like you guys live in very different worlds with very different cultures. I don't know why I'm putting green shag carpet down. I just thought it kind of looked good. Is this a wolf? Okay. Why is this? This looks like a Moogle. Um. Yeah, and so people go in and they're like, ah, I'm gonna teach these primitive screwheads how to live. I don't like that. Just as a concept. I will say, the one that does this probably the best, which is not to say it's never problematic, but it is, I think, better in general, is Ascendance of a Bookworm. One of my favorites. Other than Other Side Picnic, which doesn't do any of that because it's written by a guy who is mostly just there to talk about his special interests of guns and internet creepypasta and food. Apparently, I always notice the description of the different restaurants that they go to. It's like, this is you. You're like, I don't want to be like. Oh yeah, like forget about that. Like forget like you have to put aside the fact that they all have slavery, which is not only that, but it's rarely even addressed. It's almost always like one of my absolute least favorite tropes is the whole like it's not it's slavery, but it's not bad because they want to be slaves. It's like, that's not good. If you're like plot about dealing with slavery is that they really want to be slaves, it's like you do not have that's not a plot, that's a kink. And if you want to do that as a kink, go for it, but but you kind of gotta you kind of gotta admit what it is, right? At that level, at that point, you gotta. And I mean, you can do it. Like, there are probably ways you could do some of that stuff, but it's not like, yeah, exactly. Like, you have to have it. It has to be due to like. It has to be due to like. Has to be due to something that they're doing and saying, right? Like, it has to be actually relevant to the story. But there are probably ways to do it. But I haven't really watched or read much isekai in a long time anyway. Like I said, my absolute favorite is Ascendance of a Bookworm, and that finished a couple years ago. So um, yes and no. The manga is still publishing, and the anime is ongoing. The core storyline of the light novel has completed. Like that story's over, but there are still some like side story stuff coming out, like the academy stories and stuff like that. So if you want to read a book that has magic school stuff, uh, Ascendance of a Bookworm has magic schools. Like, I don't know what Miyakazuki's politics are, but they got to be better than Joanne Rowling. It'd be hard to get worse. There is Little Witch Academia, and I love Little Witch Academia. Actually, I love basically anything Trigger does. So even the stuff that's the most weird and ecchi, like I will still watch it if it's Trigger. I don't know. This is coming along. I'm kind of curious, like, how much more should I add? Is the real question. Oh, but the next seasons of the anime are coming out for that, so keep an eye out. Oh, and so is speaking of Witch Hat Atelier. Speaking of series of series of JRPGs, I do still like the Atelier games, even if some of them can get a little whatever. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, right. I can see that. I mean, I will say in both cases, what is often the more kind of the deeper appeal is not so much somebody who can't say no, but somebody who is, how do I put it? Somebody who will never choose to say no. Um, and in the case of the isekai slavery stuff, a lot of it is you're like you dig into it and it's like, okay, so what? Why is this like this? Well, it's because the character was rescued by the main character and now owes a life debt to them, and I'm like, that's still slavery, like that. It's not to say you can't do like interesting life debt stories, but I think you kind of got to be super careful, and I don't think people are careful. I think this area is good. But yeah, usually, I mean, I guess it's true in both sides. It's usually somebody who's sad and pathetic, and they have to like help them out, like help them become more like whatever. But like, it's still uncomfortable, right? At least for me. But also, I can admit that I am not really the target audience of this. But it does make things harder, right? It does make watching anime and watching like stuff like that. I guess I haven't really watched a whole lot of anime recently. We're watching the new season of Free Round, of course. Um, see the Josei stuff, I could see it being like, ah, you're a slave, but it's hot. But that's, you can tell when that's the kink, right? And sometimes it just isn't. Oops. I need to come up with some. In fact, this probably should be my next project: is to come up with some BRB slash like getting set up, shutting down stream art. No, I don't want to put him in his place. He's too. He's just sad. I can fix him. Like, you can't fix him. He is a werewolf. I mean, I guess you could fix a wolf, sure. You know what I'd like to do? Is export this, and we will see, what is it, 70? 70? No, not 20, 70. Yeah, roll 20. Yeah, he's the enemy general, and he has a black dragon familiar, or he's like an immortal snake or something. It's like, ah. Atropal. Yeah. She's actually a cat. Like, you were supposed to have sex with a cat, even less. Not a good idea. That is not even a human. And I mean, I get it. But, like, oh my god. See, that works fine. Okay. What I want to do is put this into Roll20 and start working on the things, but I gotta... Give me a moment, please. I need to open this on my second screen, I think. Excuse me. I mean, I guess ultimately it's not like it's... Like, I have other things to care about, but still not pleasant. Let's take a look here. Oh, that's not bad. These are just some random tokens, but I think they work pretty well for this. I don't want to build a map. I want to go back. Go back. I'm sorry I keep yawning. I was originally going to do hexes. I decided against hexes simply because it was hard to do tooling for them. Alright, how do I do this? And that works right out the box. Look at that. That's so much better. Oh my god. How do I want to do this? I know. Actually, it looks like a thing that my players will want to play. Oh yeah, here's the manual. Eventually, I will put all these things up on some kind of a GitHub or something. Dun, dun. I don't want the uploaded assets. I want to go back to the front page. Look at these guys here. Token, please. I know you wanted me to stay. Well, now what I gotta figure out is how to do like a fog of war thing. Hide reveal mask. There we go. Alright, so now if I go, I should be able to see just my players. Now, I have no idea if this game is going to be done in one day, or if it's going to take like 3 or 4 days to run. It's probably going to take 2 days to run, I think. Today we're probably going to make characters, and oh, that reminds me, I need to make the character and then upload the character creator to the to a website. I'd like to kind of do some website work in the future as well. Now, here's my question for you guys. Do do you think it would be a good idea to have um, that guy got super tall. I forgot what I was going to say. It would be a good idea to have. Yeah. I'm going to unlock, or rather roll back and like... I'm probably going to have to run some simulations to see if this is an appropriate set of enemies for them. I do like that he kind of looks like one of the... What are they called in Dungeons and Dragons? Behemoths. Ugh. We're definitely making progress, though. I think this is good enough for them to play today. So that's pretty good. Let's see if there's anything else we need. I think we're doing okay. I don't know if I can sign into Steam here. I didn't realize, like, I'm like, could I play like a game of Oddcore or something before I stop? But I don't know if I have Steam working right now. Yeah, a couple things we're gonna have to do. Let's go ahead and write our we're gonna write a Steam checklist. Checklist. Today we did what's it called? Roll20 map making. Other things I want to do are make stream assets. And that includes your back screen. Because I realize I can't just like blank out my screen and just have you guys wait for a little bit while I set something up. And I don't even have a way to be right back. And then other things I want to do. We want to also properly set up. Come on. I need to clean my friggin' keyboard. I think it's getting to be a bit of a problem because I type and things are sticky, and it means I need to disassemble my keyboard and clean everything bit by bit, and like use the little Q-tips and all that. Other things I want to stream. I want to stream Blue Sky current events tracker. I would like to stream some kind of game dev. I don't know what kind of game dev anybody might want to watch, but if there's any suggestions, please feel free to let me know. Even if there's only, 2 people watching, I still appreciate input from those 2 people about the stuff they like to watch, right? And I probably am going to make people sick by jumping around on my stuff here. I need to get better at doing assets like this, and that means, ooh, I know what I need to do. Not batlet, tablet. Set up a tablet view for streaming because I do have a drawing tablet here. I'm not very good at drawing. Pat love battles. I do have a drawing tablet here, but it is kind of iffy with Neri right now, and I have to figure it out. Linux workflow. So for instance, I did a thingy that makes my stream setup just like pop itself open and arrange itself. I don't know if that's the kind of thing that anybody would be interested in seeing. I don't really know. But if they are, I wouldn't mind showing some of those things. I have I haven't shown it, but I have a setup where yeah, it doesn't work right now because I don't have it set up properly with everything on my alt account, but which pops up cheat sheets so that I can have a cheat sheet with I'm showing you on with my hand, so that it can have a cheat sheet that'll be visible here in case I need it for references, which I find very helpful. I do want to try this game too. But yeah, I think there's a lot of stuff we can do. Most of my streams are going to be in the morning like this. I do feel like I would get more viewers being a little later, but I do it this early because I still have real life work to do, right? I still have things I need to take care of every day, and so as much as it would be fun to keep just doing random stuff, I do have to go through and make sure that I have my actual... The fuck? I can't say that I'm a big fan of the it's public domain but horrible, but this looks like a puzzle game, which is at least more interesting. I really do want to play TR49. I may have to get it. And I really would like to play that other game that I just saw today for $4, the color one. So I may stream those. Ooh. Now, how is Hytale? Because I don't know much about it, but I personally love automation style games, and I especially liked it in Final Fantasy. Not Final Fantasy, in Minecraft with mods. What else have you made other than this? So, I don't know. I don't have much interest in big games, though. I mean, I play them sometimes. They're pretty fun, but like, I don't really. I don't think anybody needs to see somebody like me stream Arc Raiders poorly. All right. Well, I think I'm gonna stop about 10 minutes early today, simply because I finished the thing I needed to do. We have our setup for tonight ready to go. I may need to tweak some of the numbers here, but it's generally going to be like this. Our players are going to jump in and make their way through the pleasure barge, learning the mechanics of our game, Dead Serious, and hopefully learning, hopefully having enough fun that they'll want to play again. Even if it does take some time, because it does take quite a bit of time to make custom maps like this every time. But it's kind of necessary if you're doing tactical things, I feel. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see everybody probably tomorrow, but honestly, I don't really know. I have not set a hard schedule. I do have a time, but not a date set. And so far, I've been streaming like every day this week. So I don't know, maybe I'll keep doing it as long as it's fun, but I should probably set aside some very specific days for like, this is my stream day, these are non-stream days. But, so far so good. So if I were to do it, I would probably say, you know what, let's set it up now. Let's set it up now. I think how's this? I like that. So Saturday. Saturday we could do a 4-hour stream. Sunday. We'll do a 4-hour stream, and then Monday and Tuesday. So I think here's what I'm going to do. Most days, so we'll have 4 days a week that we'll do morning streams. Weekends can be slightly longer, with maybe morning streams fading into doing some kind of a game thing. And then we'll take Wednesday off. And then Thursday and Friday will be like an evening casual, like indie game stream, right? So this is, all times are central. I'm in Central Time. So yeah. We'll work with this. I think it's pretty reasonable. But thank you everybody for watching. I'd love to work on some like Obsidian. I would love to work on some Obsidian like organization and stuff. I think that's kind of a neat workflow that I really want people to see. I would also really love to work on some types things, so some like graphic design and typography. But yeah, thank you so much, everyone, and I will see you all tomorrow, or not tomorrow, Thursday. I haven't decided on the time. It's probably going to be like 5 o'clock, like 5 to 7. Mostly because I watch Retro Pals on Friday and they stream at 8 o'clock on Friday. And I don't want to overlap with them because I would love to I still want to see their stream. Anyway, thank you so much. I should also get my capture card set up so that I can stream like old games too. I really want to. I don't really have such a strong thing, but there are some classic games I do like to play. So, thanks so much. I'll see you later.